It says we're live.
We're live.
Hello, everybody.
It's delayed. I don't like that.
That's all right.
Hello, hello. Are you hearing us?
If you can't hear us, let us know.
Yes, because Robert's doing something different.
This is 2 years.
2 years. Crazy. Crazy. Because I didn't even want to do this from the get-go.
It's good for you, though.
It's been good.
Hey, Ashley. Emma Ellie Mom.
Hello.
FD.
This is weird.
Rebel's been stressed all day about this.
Oh, y'all, it's been a while since I've done a live. Been a while. Thank you. Okay, good.
Every time she has to do a live, she gets terrified and nervous and sick all day.
I do. I just anxiety. Anxiety. I know some of you guys can relate. Hello, Hydran. We haven't heard from you in a while.
There's Beth.
I see Beth. Yes, Beth. Keep an eye on him.
I always behave. My only problem now is that I can't, static myself out when I say something I'm not supposed to say.
Yeah, but now we're on an even playing field because, y'all, you see he leaves all of my junk in the videos, and I'm like, Robert, take that out.
I don't leave it all in. Just some.
True. I miss you and the girls. No offense, Robert. Yeah, we're going to do something again soon. We are. Even if it's just, an occasional get-together. We're going to. It just kind of brought it all back because Elizabeth stopped by on her way home this weekend. And it was like, I miss talking to my girls. I miss them. So, definitely. We're going to do something. Thank you, guys. Yep. We didn't have anything planned for this. So if you've got any questions or anything, we just thought, and we're so close to 10,000, y'all. So close.
2 years ago, it was probably five, because we made all the kids subscribe to the channel.
Our family, all our kids were like, go like and subscribe. Go like and subscribe. So, we had 5 people from the get-go, plus ourselves. And then last year, where were we at 1 year?
Almost 3,000.
Almost 3.
Not quite 3,000, yeah. We were
So
close.
now we're almost to 10. And it's been fun, y'all. I never would have thought in a million years how much I would enjoy this and just how many friends I've made. I plan on meeting more of you guys. That's the fun part of this, is getting together. And so we're going to chat about that in a bit, trying to figure out any of these large yard sales that we can all get together and do something and meet up and compare notes and just have fun. My mentor.
Yeah.
Thanks, Minnie.
I refer to her as the ball and chain. But
Yeah. We've been down here. You guys can't see it, but I've had him taking pictures of clothes all day today. I'm determined to get more clothes done this year.
we had a good day. It's like somebody flipped the switch for us on clothes on eBay and Poshmark, and then you sold, 7?
I had 7 packages that were just clothing items today from eBay and Poshmark. And, y'all, I hadn't listed in a while clothing. And then yesterday I listed, I want to say 11 things, and then I sold 7 overnight. That's just how it is. That's why I'm a big pusher of list variety. See, Robert, see all the times he yells at me for not turning off my phone?
At least the first time it happened, I turned it down. I didn't leave it on the whole time I was recording a video.
Yeah, and get phone calls. I'm trying to keep up with the notes.
All right, so I have to, we did one of those on-the-road things recently. This is a dumb story on me since I'm always picking on Rebel. And in the car while she's recording, of course I have notifications on my phone, so that I get the text notification. While I'm editing the video, I hear the text notification. So I grab my phone and I look at it and I'm like, why do I get the text notification, but there's no text on my phone? And then I realized it was
From
the
the
phone
video.
and the video that I kept hearing. I felt a little dumb. So now you all can feel my dumbness.
Periwinkle Dream said, I would be scared to go to a sale with you. You will get all the good stuff. No, we all do different things. We all do. And like right now, believe it or not, I'm showing you guys a lot of toys, but that's because they're my bins bags. I typically, when we're here doing yard sales and estate sales, I get some toys, but I'm really about finding the vintage clothes, the vintage kitchen, definitely the vintage Christmas and the other holiday stuff. I don't do the toys as much as I do when we do the bins. The bins is like my fill up all the categories with just a lot of bread and butter and then some treasures.
We don't get we get other things from the bins. Once we go through all the toys and the regular bins, and I go and I'll look for clothes that have been picked over because everybody else has already picked over them. But I'll pick up Wranglers and Lees if they're in good condition there, because we sell them for $12, $14 all the time.
Yep.
They're not fast sellers, but they move. And people have said that they like, they learn from us. That's what we want. I'm not going to lie. It's nice to make a little bit of money on YouTube, but we really enjoy when we get a message that I found this at a yard sale or a thrift store because I learned about it from your video. That means we have given something, we've added value to your life. You're able to make some money, or save a vintage toy because you heard about it. And we enjoy that, hearing about those finds that y'all have.
Donald asked, how was your martial arts test? It was good. It was good.
I survived. We have another one Friday.
And then they actually go to Connecticut to just do the official
real test.
Yeah.
That's on May 11th. We'll be there on probably like the Wednesday, like the 9th or something. RJ and I are going to drive up and do that. It's in Waterbury, Watertown. We stay in Waterbury, but the test is actually in Watertown.
Yeah, Sandra, I saw that. I was like so scared to go up to him, but I made myself go up to Harry Tornado when I saw him. We were not expecting him to be there. I guess I knew he was from that area, but I wasn't anticipating that. And then we saw him in line, and then I got up the nerve finally to go talk to him. And then we had actually a really nice chat standing out in the parking lot. So we plan on going back there at some point. It's a different kind of bins. They have those huge gaylords where they just cut one little hole, and then they put a table behind, or a blue bin behind it, and you have to like lean over. Y'all, I'm short. That's not fun. So I like the other bins.
It was when we got there, we were confused as to why they have all these empty blue bins, which is what they put the stuff in at the one in Asheville. And then we realized that people pull the stuff out of the Gaylord and chuck it into the blue bin.
Oh, Christy said she went to an estate sale and got the striped Home Buddies mouse and a Boyd's bear. Yeah, I put my striped one right over there. I'm going to hold on to him for a while.
Oh, yeah, the one that Molly sent?
Yep, Molly sent me it in the box. So I decided I wanted to keep it because I talk about the Home Buddies a lot.
I'm going to be jealous. I don't get too jealous. Not too much.
No. Let's see. Can you explain your process of accepting and making offers on Poshmark? I get some offers on Poshmark. Somebody showed me how to go into my bundles, and then you can go in and you can send offers that way, and that way you don't have to do that reduced shipping. That's the bad part about offers on Poshmark, I think, is that reduced shipping. But if you go through my bundles, I've been sending offers that way. But I get some, but a lot of times they're reasonable. It's a couple dollars less. But if it's really low, then I always counter offer. I'm a big proponent of don't just decline something. Always counter offer.
Hi, Lori.
Where's
says-
Lori?
She's in Florida.
Oh, I know that. Hi, Lori. I see your big red hearts on there now.
And Donald over at Mars Bargain Basement said he went to an estate sale with us. That was fun. We got to meet him there and then kind of show him some of the stuff we looked at. And I pointed, he had told me he was kind of interested in electronics and games. So I pointed out some of the stuff that I wouldn't have gotten. I wasn't real sure about it, but he knew more. So point him to where those items were tucked away at the estate sale and let him pick them up if he wanted them. And he did well there. Yeah, Watertown. Connecticut, I don't know how big Connecticut is. I just know it doesn't take very long to get across it compared to the 8 hours it takes across to get across Tennessee.
What the heck is a Gaylord? Is those large, very large cardboard boxes, but they're
like the size of a pallet and about 4 feet tall, maybe.
yeah, but they're reinforced. They're not just flimsy cardboard. You could lean over them if you needed to, but yeah, it's just those large cardboard boxes. I know when I was watching Harry Tornado before, when he was buying all of those cardboard things that he would go pick up with the pallet jack and throw them all in his truck. Those are Gaylords. I used to love watching that when he was going through all of them.
If we missed something on here, sorry, y'all. Sometimes it goes slow and sometimes it scrolls really fast and we might miss something. If we were good at this, we would have had somebody helping us that would pop up important messages or something. At least make sure we saw the questions, but we're trying to catch them all on here.
Yes. FD said, Rebel, when you do videos on plush, I usually find them after you did the video. Yeah, I get a lot of comments like that, especially on some of the higher dollar stuff. But even like somebody was telling me just the video we released last night, and I showed the Super Y something. Oh, we forgot to do
That's
that.
all right.
That Super Y, one of the toys, they said they had just found one this weekend, and we thought it was funny that I was showing it in the video. So they're glad they picked it up. But I get lots of comments like that. Oh, thank you, everybody. Yes, 2 years. 2 years. But what? 11? 11 with my honey.
You actually remember the number?
I did. I had to sit here and think
You
a
don't-
minute.
You don't remember the day, but you remember the number.
Yep. Pulaski, Tennessee. Thank you. Perfectly blessed. Love that name.
Where is Pulaski?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, there's a Pulaski County in Missouri.
Oh,
I'm not familiar with where all the faraway towns are in Tennessee.
no.
Have you been to Little Rock, Ben's?
My sister and I drove out to Oklahoma to her daughter's boot
Basic,
camp graduation. And I think we stopped there. And we stopped someplace in Oklahoma, I think. I don't remember. We sourced all the way there, and then we just drove home. But we did a whole lot of sourcing on the way there. It took a couple of extra days to get there. It was fun.
Dig and dash and finds. Don't remind her that we're expanding that wall. That way I could put it on the back burner for a while.
No, we're going to work on it.
Keep it on.
I've already put my little wooden ones that I picked up at an estate sale. They're on the table, but they're hidden because all of the clothes there that Robert's working on. So,
Christy, we have a schedule that it's usually Tuesday and Wednesday and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And
sometimes it gets messed up.
Sometimes it gets messed up. Like this week, we didn't prepare in time, so I had the all-day karate thing on Sunday, so we didn't have one Sunday, so we did one Monday and Tuesday instead. But we try to do it 5 times a week. We would do more, but we just don't have the time to get it done.
No.
Hi, Shannon.
Shannon, my friend, picking pics of clothes.
Clothes are more important, and they are. That's what we did today.
That's all we did today, too.
That and take the clothes that we had bagged up from taking pictures and put them into the boxes over in the shop where we have them stored and shuffle them around because some of them had gotten empty, and we cleared out 4 boxes?
4 boxes.
3 or 4 boxes that we were able to empty out and fill up with new ones.
Let's see.
Pulaski's south of Nashville.
Nashville's not that bad for us. It's like 4 hours, 3.5, 3 and 3/4.
3.5 hours or so to get to Nashville. Which is, if we're not going to a quickie trip to the Asheville bins, sometimes we go to Nashville. We went there for Bolo Buddies last binge challenge last October or so.
Yeah.
We like they have 2 there. You can kind of bounce back and forth.
Yeah, Lisa, do it. Lisa said she wants to start a YouTube channel. Do it. It took him forever to convince me to do it. Just, I did a show with Jason on Jason's Thrifts, and I got the bug, but then I lost the bug because it was like, this was all scary. I thought you had to have a video perfect, I didn't understand the whole editing, and you can just say the same thing 5 times to get it the way you want and then take out all the other stuff. I didn't get all of that in the beginning. So now it's like, I'll just come down here and turn the camera on and do it.
And we don't even worry about it being perfect.
No, we don't. It's getting...
As long as it gets the point across, that's what's important.
He's getting funnier and funnier in my videos, and a lot of times there's more talk than showing on some videos. It's kind of funny.
That's what Lisa said. Her husband's funny. Yes. Get your husband, Lisa, do a channel with him, have some fun.
Yep.
Even if nobody watches, you can still have fun together, because we do. We had lots of fun doing this.
Yep. And
we enjoy being able to work together, too, most of the time.
Most of the time.
Unless I'm not doing what she wants, and it's not as fun.
I enjoy just being down here processing. That's what I call it. I do my processing. Taking pictures, getting everything ready, getting it cleaned up, bagged, put away. I turn on YouTube, I turn on movies, and I just work probably like 5 or 6 hours every day down here.
Oh, that digging, dash, and finds. Dachshund. I'm sure everyone's excited about USPS raising prices all the time.
Again. I think I had my prices where they were okay for the last 2, maybe 3 hikes. But I think this time once I see what they are, I haven't even gone picking at it yet. I think I'm going to have to raise my flat rate, first class stuff.
Yeah, because it gets, that's what you got to change. And this is one of the things I want to do at some point is get the business policies so you can set up shipping policies. But it didn't work for us last time we tried it because if we had business policies, we could go in and change 3 or 4 different settings in the business policies and it would update all the items. Well, now we would have to go in and update all the items. You could bulk edit it, right?
I can bulk edit. It's not a biggie, but yeah. I think one time I hit the button to do business policies and then it overwhelmed me and I opted out and then it never would let me do it again. I think at some point I could probably, if I really, really, really wanted it, I could get eBay to help me do it, but I just haven't bothered. Thanks, Laura, about the shirt. This is my new favorite thing. I hadn't really even heard of Life is Good shirts until I won the $50 on Poshmark and went in and I bought me 2 of these shirts in purple. The other one's not here yet, but this is like my new favorite shirt. Now I have to find all the purple ones.
Thank you, Anna. We appreciate that you enjoy our videos. We like we said earlier, we have fun doing them. It's work, but it's fun. Lots of fun.
Yeah. At some point, I'm hoping this year to go up and meet with Bolo Buddies too. We talked about it last year, and then things didn't work out. But at some point, Lisa had said that she ran into Courtney at the Benz. But yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting her. I've got to make a concerted effort to go up and meet her this year also. So, I want to meet more of my friends in person. Hopefully Beth too soon.
Yes, Lisa, that's one of the things that keeps Rebel from killing me is being funny. It makes her smile, so it makes it harder for her to try to murder me probably. But we started out, I think we did like 1 video a week at first and then maybe 2. And then, so if you want to do it, just start out and just know. We'll tell you it doesn't have to be perfect. And if one of you knows how to edit, and I had never edited a video in my life until we started this channel. Had never done it. Just sat down, watched some YouTube videos, tried it, and did a bad job. And then it's slowly gotten better. Still not great, but they're us. They're kind of goofy like we are, and that's the way we like it. So they don't have to be perfect. And if you want help getting started with the editing, I'm happy to help you any way I can. I've helped a couple people, shown them what little I know, and then they can get started and then go from there to figure out things on their own.
What do you use to edit? Somebody asked.
I use DaVinci Resolve. It's free. They have a paid version. It's some studios in Hollywood use it. I think mostly for the color correcting, which we don't correct any sort of colors. It ain't worth the time or hassle. But it's a very nice program. My old computer that was from 2012 wouldn't run it, so I was using Hit Film Express, which was also free. They both have paid versions, and the paid version of DaVinci is like $300 or something. It's not that much for a one-time purchase. But they both have free versions, great tools. But Hit Film Express would run on my older computer, but I wanted to use DaVinci, and it was time to buy a new computer anyway. Last year I think it was.
Last year.
So 10 years, it was long enough to wait to get a new computer, and it's been really nice using it. Some of the features, it's very easy to use once you get. It's very complicated at first, but once you try it, the things I need to do are easy.
He's always learning something new, and he'll start trying to show me what he's done. So it's just, he's a nerd like that. How much time do you spend editing? He's got it down to a science, pretty much.
If we record a haul video in about 25 minutes, and then you watch it, so then you spend 30 minutes probably going through that to get the comps, and then I probably spend 30 or 45 minutes editing it. Probably 30 minutes, 40 minutes, depending on how many times I have to. We have to cut things out, or we drop something and make noise, and I gotta if we didn't make mistakes and I didn't have to chop out loud noises, and then somebody calls, so we got to stop the video, so then I got to cut all that out. It could go faster. The what sold videos are really fast because I can do most of that. I can edit at double speed and just kind of fly through it. So if we're doing together a haul video, you could say we have a 30-minute video, which we're usually around 20 now. We could probably do in an hour and a half total time, hour and a half to 2 hours total time.
Yeah. It's just because I like doing the comps. Not everybody does them when they're doing their videos. And, and like with my solds, I don't have the actual stuff. I do the pop-ups. So, everybody does them differently. So, it's just how you want to make them yours.
Shannon said you better go to Florida before Ohio.
Yes. We're going to the beach. I want some beach time, and then I want some sourcing time and friend time. So I have already told him that. And then, of course, we've got to meet up with Lori.
Great White North Treasures, stopping in from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. That's a long way off.
That's very far.
Spent 4 years in St. Louis decades ago. St. Louis is nice.
I wouldn't want to live there.
I wouldn't want to live there.
I like where his parents live.
Yeah, my parents are about an hour and a half north of there. It's very rural. I like it up there. You can go down to the city if you need to. That's what my family. We're going into the city today. That's what they always called it. Going into St. Louis. That's how they always referred to it. What is your favorite find? Not gold. It's gonna be that dadgum ugly Rushton probably.
No, that's probably not probably. I don't know. I found a Jammy Pies a long time ago. That was thrilling. I found 2 Sasha dolls, in all of this time. That was fun.
And sold one of them for what, $7?
Yeah. No, I made a mistake. I didn't know what the first one was, but yeah. But I enjoy finding this stuff even more now because I know I get to keep it for a little while anyway. But I just enjoy the sourcing part, but I enjoy the other parts too.
We're making a list of big long yard sales to maybe have a meetup at. and one of them was in Florida, Shannon. I can't remember what it was. It was like, maybe it was like Flee Across Florida or something. Not sure how good that would be, but we want to go to something once or twice this year. We're going to go to the Highway 127 in August,
For
like we did
sure.
last year.
Probably going to go to the 100-mile yard sale, which is North Carolina to Virginia. So those are two, probably for shores, but we're looking at other ones too, and then we'll try to put it out, because Robert ruined my first one. The first one we were supposed to go to was Peaches to Beaches, but he ended up having to do something with martial arts, I think.
That was our first test day.
The first test, so we didn't get to do that. So I'm hoping to do maybe 3, maybe more. It just really depends on how many we can get to this year. But
Yeah.
hopefully we'll have on some of these trading post pickers, and TN pickers will be with us too. And that way, we can all just do our next meetup at one of these big sales. Somebody asked, how many listings do I do every day? I process usually 30 or 40 items, depending on what I'm working on and how tedious they are. I try to list 20 to 25 a day. Sometimes I list more, but I bank a lot of it. Not that I make drafts, but I bank it so that on, like, when we're going out yard selling on Thursdays and Fridays and Saturdays, a lot of times I've got enough listings to go ahead and keep doing that. I have my toys, and then I have a separate system for the clothes. And so the clothes are always like my backup. If I run out of my other listings, I always have clothes to do too.
Yes, Scott. I like to encourage people to try things, even if you're going to flop at it. Not that you're flopping. I'm just saying that even if you're going to flop at something, as long as you're not going to waste a lot of money at it, or ruin your life in some way, give it a try. What's the worst case? You tried it, you failed, and you learned a little bit, and you'll be better for having done it in the future. So keep going. You're getting closer to 1,000.
And he's asking, how do you speed up listing items? Now, there's a lot of people who like to do, you find a listing like yours and you do sell similar. I use my own listings only. I don't want to take the time to make sure that everything in somebody else's listing is correct. But I do a spreadsheet, and I've said this so many times. I'm going to do a video on my spreadsheet and how I use it and how I list. Not everybody's going to appreciate the way I do it, but I just enjoy having everything written down. And then in the mornings, I get up about between 5 and 6, and it's just copy and paste for me. And I just do all of my listings while I'm, drinking my coffee. It takes me probably hour and a half to get all my listings done in the morning. And then I do cross listings. So you just got to figure out what works for you. Some people only use their phones. I can't use my phone. I find it, no, I can't. But I've been doing this 24 years. I'm an old dog. I don't like to change things. I was the type that before I met him, I was using a book to write everything down in. And then he finally got me doing Excel spreadsheets, and
It's been a saving grace.
it's because now, I list probably, 7,000 or 8,000 items a year, maybe more, I don't remember. I've already listed like 2,000 this year. So, it's just, you've got to figure out what works for you.
The spreadsheet saved us a couple times because you've maybe marked the wrong thing. You've typed in the wrong thing into the custom SKU field in eBay, so you've gone and looked in the spreadsheet and found it that way. Or, just looking up information like that.
It's my backup. I'm former military, and I was inventory manager. So, I need backups to my systems, and it has definitely saved me a few times, because instead of reading, 08 2A, I typed 03 2A because I wasn't looking at the writing properly.
And you typed terribly.
I type terribly. I'm a terrible typist.
The old
Oh, any more?
Yes. I gotta say hi.
Tracy.
Yes. I'm gonna say this probably badly, but Hayasiru from Sri Lanka. That's a long way off to be
That's
watching.
very far away.
Welcome to the live stream.
I don't have any more baby bundles. That's my new thing to be looking for, though. I never did them before now. So I need to start looking when we start doing yard sales and everything again. And then we're thinking about doing another sourcing trip. I don't know when.
I don't know, but
Into summer, early fall.
or maybe in the middle of summer,
Middle of summer.
we're running out of barbecue sauce. We got to go back to Missouri. Hey, fam bam. They're watching from Australia, which is also a long way off. I'm not sure which is farther, Sri Lanka or Australia.
I don't know. I would think Sri Lanka.
And then Sandy is eating snow crab on the deck at the
You
beach.
must be, at the
Orange
beach.
Yes, Lisa, Russians are ugly.
I want to find one of the really pretty ones. All the ones I have found they've all been ugly. Ugly.
Here you go, here you go, Christina. Sorry, I got to put my glasses on.
He's always got his glasses on. And mine are always hanging here.
Not always. Half the time they're
Wow.
lost.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here's your next one. Bundles. Side trip to Arizona.
Arizona.
It won't be too many years,
No,
if not sooner.
we are planning once we get some financial goals hit, pay the mortgage off. We plan on doing a whole lot more traveling. I gotta hire a manager, but that's the end game for us, is to take the show on the road and just go all over the United States. I grew up in Europe. I've seen a lot of the world. I want to see the U.S. and that's the goal. Probably maybe in the next couple of years. We've got one more in school. We got to get him through school.
He's finishing up his freshman year, so he'll have 3 more. But we can always take a little trip during the summer. He stays with his mom half the time, with me half the time. It alternates during the week back and forth. But sometimes she takes him out of town for a week or 2 for vacation. Sometimes he goes with us somewhere. He won't want to go on a reselling trip
he won't.
unless we're going to my parents. Then he'll go there because he gets treated like royalty and gets to eat. Grandma fixes whatever he wants. There goes the light again.
There's our light. I swear we need to just turn it on. I'm turning it on. We gotta remember
I hope she remembers how to turn it back off so it doesn't stay on all night. Thank you so much, Holly, for the super chat. Thank you
Aw,
very, very much.
Holly, thank you.
Let's see, you keep talking.
I'm looking at the comments.
Yes, Laura, so when RJ and I we went last time when we were in Connecticut, it was 2 years ago this time. We hit a couple yard sales on Saturday morning for the 5th phase of our black belt thing, which is kind of like a demonstration kind of thing. We went to a couple yard sales then, and I think we might have even hit a couple on Friday before our big test. But he wasn't big on it, but I didn't want to sit around in a hotel room all day, so we did that. We found a few good things, sold some of it, paid for the gas or the hotel or something.
Something, yeah.
Is it what we bought would have paid for the gas or the hotel and covered part of our trip?
I think lots of resellers have that mentality. Anytime you go anywhere, your mind is saying, okay, I need to find enough stuff to pay for the gas or the hotel or the food or the entire experience, but we do that quite often.
Marshall said they liked the banter, and how do we meet? We met on plentyoffish.com.
He's from this area. Well, he had moved to this area, and I was in Johnson City, which is probably 35 minutes away. So we would have never crossed paths except for a dating website.
Because we didn't go out. We had kids. I don't go out. I mean, unless we ended up in the same Walmart, and I don't talk to random women in the Walmart usually. Like, hey, baby, that was not me. So yeah, the dating website, it worked out, which was, I kind of liked it because I could say, I want someone that is this, 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 and this. I could rule out somebody that liked to go out and drink all the time. Because they have those sorts of parameters on there, and it was, and dating someone, marrying someone that was a Christian was important to me. So I wanted to make sure, I could check that box and eliminate people that are gonna not check major boxes for you. So it was nice. And then she blew me off because she thought I was a liar because I was sick, and I was really sick, puking my guts out.
Yeah, no.
And
but
then
it all
we've
worked
told
out.
we've told that, but the end of it is that I didn't want to. I wanted to go out again, and she blew
I
me
blew
off.
him off
She blew me
because
off,
I thought he had blown me off.
but I didn't. So I sent her a message and said it's a fine line between showing interest and stalking. If you're interested, let me know. If not, this will be the last time you ever hear from me. And then she messaged me back.
Right back.
And here I am trapped.
11 years later. Well, we've been together 12, so.
Married for 11, yeah.
Yeah.
Last month.
Okay, when you add, Christy asks, when you add something to a listing, do you end and sell similar or relist? I always do sell similar. Always. There's people that say you lose your followers or your watchers. They'll find you again. I do sell similar to everything. And then, I talk about that a lot. I do the monthly. My listings never roll over unless for some reason I forget. I have a 5 o'clock timer every day, and that's to tell me that I need to go do my deletes. So, I think it's that important to always do your delete all your listings before they roll over. I do about 300 to 400 every night because I have 10,000 listings. But I'm working towards getting like up to 12,000 this year.
And you had said that people had talked that there was a concern that the Google robot web crawler would not find your items if you fast enough, if you were deleting and selling
doing them
similar.
before 30 days. But Beth was searching for something herself the other day and found my listing in a Google search. So I don't think that that's true. It has not hurt my sales, I don't think, at all. So, and then I think somebody talked about cross listing, but yes, when you can afford it, you definitely, if you want to grow all the other platforms, definitely check into List Perfectly. I've tried the others. I find it the easiest one to use and just the most thorough as far as transferring information.
Yeah, we have the link for the affiliate link in the video
videos.
descriptions. But if a new one comes out, she always growls at me because she doesn't want to spend the time on it because it is time. But we always go and we look at it and try it because we want to make sure that what we're recommending is what works best for us. Now there may be one that works better for somebody else because of the way they run their business, but for the way we do our business, List Perfectly works best for us. And if somebody comes out with something different, I'm going to go sign up for the trial and make sure, because we want to recommend the best thing, and we really, really, really want to use the best thing, because if we could find something that read our minds and put it all on eBay and every place else for us, we would do that. But none of them are that simple. But we want to use the best one.
Yep.
With the least amount of work. Wait, right here.
Oh, Desert Fairy Chick found a Russian for 30. See, I would pay 30 for a Russian and sold it for 305. I think if I was to ever find one of those fancy ones, I think it's going to end up having to sit on my shelf for a little while.
Yes, FD, having someone to help you with reselling makes it a whole lot easier, because everybody has things they're better at than somebody else. Like, Rebel is really good with the monotonous stuff. I go crazy if I have to do anything terribly monotonous. And so she does I was going to do the delete and sell
Similars.
But she didn't trust me, and I'm just I would be out of my mind because it's so monotonous.
It is. I can't have anything on because I need to focus when I'm doing them, because y'all, I'd accidentally deleted 100 recently. I'm doing an inventory, but Robert's trying to finagle backups and stuff to see if he can help me find some of them.
I'm going to turn that up. Somebody said we weren't being loud enough, so I'll turn the gain up a little bit. So hopefully turning that up a little bit helps with the volume.
If it's too loud, let us know.
Yeah, if it's too loud, let us know. See, I said that and I lost my train of thought. Yes, we use Google Sheets for our spreadsheet, and we put everything in there, which is nice because you enter it in one place, and then it's instantly saved to the upstairs computer. We can access it from our phone. It makes life so much easier using Google Sheets that way.
Yeah, if I go over to my storage area and something's not in the bin, that's the first thing I do is pull it up on my phone and go searching for it to see does my spreadsheet have the exact same location? And almost always it's like one digit off. You know, I've just transposed something. Y'all know, I sometimes I don't see what I think I'm seeing. Like when I list a rhino as a hippo, I did that recently.
Yes, you said it was a rhino, holding it in your hand.
Holding it. He didn't catch it either. And then it got listed as a hippo, not a rhino.
And we didn't catch it in the video either. That it was, that, you know, the video release, we didn't catch that it was a rhino. It had a little nub of a horn. How do you decide what to currently list? Newest sourced. She lists what is most fun first.
First. But right now, we haven't done a Ben's haul. I've got backups right now that I'm getting ready to show all of you. I haven't done a Ben's haul, so I don't have anything pending over here. So the last 2 days, I've actually been going through my shelves, sorting stuff out, and finding treasures that should have been listed a long time ago, but they got, you know, put up on a shelf, and then I forgot about them. So I've been doing that for 2 days. But then today, we started working on clothes. It's just whatever's my priority at that moment. You know, when you sell 7 pairs of jeans, it motivates you to say, hey, we need to get more clothes listed. And so that's what happened today.
Max Pack Reselling said they're the only reseller in, or feels like they're the only reseller in Western Massachusetts. There are probably more there, but some people don't want to say that they're a reseller because they're afraid people will run them out of the thrift store or try to charge them more at a yard sale. Mm-hmm. We tend to just, we don't announce it, but if somebody asks, we're always honest about it. Yes, we resell things. And if we think somebody might have more stuff, like a yard sale we were at last year, somebody said they were, you know, getting things out of a garage. And I said, well, if you want help getting it out, I'll come over and look through it there. That way you have less to move. And they said that they couldn't because it was mixed in with the relative stuff, so they couldn't let, you know, anybody else go in and look. But always, if somebody asks or you think they might have more available, let them know what you do. Get a business card. Rebel doesn't have one because she can't make up her mind what she wants.
I know. I need a business card.
But yeah, and you'll find resellers if there are. I don't know if they do estate sales up there or not. I assume they do. But companies put on the sales to get rid of a deceased person, or sometimes it's just people that are moving to another state and they're downsizing. But we see the same people every week at the sales, and we know they either have booths or they're resellers, or maybe they're just serious collectors or something. But we see the same people
with
all the time.
With their phones out, so yeah, there's lots of resellers around here.
Let's see. Was there another one here?
No.
Did you do this
Mm-hmm.
one? Okay. We'll have to get to our pay for a cruise. Yeah, Donald's going to pay for a cruise.
Yes.
He said he had to put that on hold, but hopefully he'll get to...
we all have our goals.
Clues.
We all have, even as a part-timer, everybody's got goals, so what they want to do with this money.
Buy a new toy, help pay off a truck early.
Pay off my mortgage.
Pay off the mortgage, go on a cruise, save for a vacation, save for Christmas. Some people do it for that sort of thing.
Lizzie's here. Yes, it was tonight. We were talking about you earlier, how we're going to plan on going down to Florida so that you and Lori and Shannon and I can get together, and then whoever else wants to join us, but you guys are my people.
Great White North, I think it said thrift before. It's cut off here, but thank you for the super chat.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. I guess that's a super thanks. But thank you very, very much. End and sell similar totally works. Yes, it does.
It does.
This is... I don't know the algorithm, but thinking about what eBay makes money when something sells on eBay. So if we have something sitting there, this little thing of, what are they, ghostly Santa's lights.
Yeah.
If they've been sitting there for 4 years and nobody's bought it, eBay assumes nobody wants it.
Right.
So when somebody searches for Christmas lights or ghost lights or something, they're probably not going to show that one. They're going to show something newer, unless this has a lot more direct keywords tied to it, because they're going to show the newer listings that are more likely to sell because nobody's wanted that in 4 years. They likely aren't going to want it today. But that's not true, because sometimes when you have a very specific item, you got to have the right person to get it.
You got to wait for that right buyer. Yep. But I say it in my what solds all the time. I delete, I sell similar, and something that I've had listed for a year or two or more, all of a sudden sells at full price. It's just just kind of crazy.
How much time do you spend on your business every day?
A lot. I get up at about 5 or 6. I do my listings. I do some cross listing. Then I come out down here and I start pulling my packages. I do my mail, and then I do breakfast, and then I'm back down here to process whatever I'm processing for the day. Unless we're yard selling, and then usually yard selling we're out the door by 7 or so. But that's just starting. That's only been in the last couple of weeks. And then I usually work down here to about 4, and then I take all my stuff that I've worked on that day to the building and get them put away. And then at 5 o'clock, I start figuring out how many listings I need to do, delete, and sell similar, and then I'm done. So I've got a good, probably 12-hour day every day.
My day's a little
But
more.
I love what I'm doing. It doesn't feel like a job. And like right now I'm reading a really good book. So my breakfasts are lasting a little longer, and my lunch is lasting a little longer. And I'm probably, if it wasn't for this video tonight, I would already be in bed reading again, because I'm reading a good book. So, but that's the joy of being your own boss. If I want to read all day, I will.
You never do that though, unless you're sick.
No.
My day's a little more chaotic because I have co-op, and which we just had our last day Monday, and so that's going to give me my Mondays back. But I still have math and grammar and stuff, and other classes to do with RJ.
Yeah.
Karate is our official PE class for school. We have to go to that.
And then they've been doing this prepping for this black belt test, so everything's getting a little more intense, more training, more all of that.
And I'm not a morning person like
no,
she
he's
is.
not. He likes to stay up late, where
she was
10:30 I'm asleep.
She was asleep last night before I finished taking pictures of clothes. So I've been down here at 1 before taking pictures of clothes. It's just I'm not a morning person. I have been in the past when required to be. I would just prefer to stay up later.
Yeah, on the weekends he's like, okay, what's the last minute I need to get up by?
Yes.
Or me, I'm up, I'm doing my packages already, getting the list together, and be out the door by 7,
Ooh, Desert Fairy Chick, listing twice, not good. And can't list the same thing twice.
No.
But we've all done it at some point.
Yeah.
Or forgot to delete it off of Mercari after it sold on eBay or something.
Yep.
And books, we like to look at books. The yard sale books are typically when we're at yard sales, we typically find books that are just, they sell for $3.99 with free shipping on eBay. That's what we find at yard sales. But at estate sales, I always stop and look to see what we have, what they have, because we tend to find better and older books there that are more likely to be out of print or something.
Or collections, like he did with the bonsai books. Those were major. All right, somebody else.
Look for the good ones of bonsai books.
Yes.
The sunset bonsai, not so much, but some of the other ones, very nice.
Yep. Oh, Sandy, Ready Steady Sell said, my best sell ever was a Rushton Queenie Quack that sold for $1,525 and not in good shape. Yeah.
Yes, Rushton, so ugly. Christy, no.
Yes.
Don't remind her
Yes,
about
I've already told him once that purple background needs to be my new one. So yes, he knows it's on the list.
Hey, Swamp Picker. Glad you're here. I scrolled too far and I've lost it.
Yes, right there,
I scrolled
Christy.
twice. All right, yes. I like Shannon sends stuff that makes me put up a shelf. Now Christy's hassling me about a new picture. I'll get there one of these days.
Yeah, the cost of goods sold. My only suggestion as far as keeping, we're cash in, cash out. We try to keep everything either on a debit card, a credit card, or I have on my phone, on Google Sheets on my phone. I have a spreadsheet that I just write down all my yard sale stuff. That's the best way. It would be convenient if there was a way. I think, what was the other? GoDaddy, you could actually, I think, go in and put your cost of goods, but GoDaddy's gone now, so
Yeah,
I never did it even when I could have done it.
yeah, the two major ways, you have to ask your CPA. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a CPA. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a tax guy. I just have to fake that for us. But the two ways you can account for inventory are the accrual method and the cash basis, cash method. The accrual means I bought the jar for $1, and then I need to account, and I don't get to claim that as an expense until I sell it. So if I buy it this year, it's not an expense until I sell it next year or 3 years from now, or if I sell it this year, it's an expense. And then you have to tie all that together. And it's if you have an inventory system like we had for when we were selling on Amazon, where we tracked every item and the purchase cost down to the item, that works well.
Yeah.
It's not bad. But with us for eBay, we go to a yard sale. We'll buy a box of stuff for $5, or we go to the bins and we buy a cart for $70. We don't want to spend the time to try to attribute each item 50 cents or 40 cents or whatever. It'd just be too much effort. And her accountant, when you started doing this, said to use the cash method, because you can do that. I think if you do like under $1 million in sales or something, and we're not going to get there anytime soon.
No.
So if
we could wish.
Some states require you to use the accrual method. I think Tennessee doesn't. So check with your accountant, your lawyer, your tax guy, or whatever. But if you can use the cash method, it's so much easier, because when we spend it, it's an expense, like Rebel said, either on the credit card, or we keep a cash log in Google Sheets. Mm-hmm. She used to keep that in a book.
In a book.
In a calendar on the day. Spent $4 here, $3 there. But now it's in the Google Sheets. At the end of the year, I just go in, I highlight it all, hit sum, and I get the total value, the amount that we spent in cash for that year. So it's much simpler than using a book.
Yep. Sourcing's the fun part of our job, but I try not to let my death piles get too bad. And right now I'm actually prepping for a yard sale, so my one touches aren't actually getting thrown in another pile. I'm actually putting them either in a smaller pile to get listed, or in a bag to go to the yard sale.
Yes, and as far as we know from talking to tax people, monthly reseller dinners where you meet and you talk about reselling in YouTube are tax deductible as a business meal.
Yes.
But Perfectly Blessed said their favorite find was a small laughing dog, Rushton, bottom of a free box for $250. Hang on.
Sorry, y'all. We have a weirdo.
All right. But free is good, because we try we have found that the past 2 years, they haven't had the yard sale in this neighborhood yet. We have found I guess they read a lot of Harlequin romances.
Yes.
And they put put a box out there for free, and they've been in our hauls and our what sold. And we say, hey, you got all these free books, we'll pay you. We don't want a couple, we would like to buy them all. And no, just take them.
Please,
and they give it to us, and
them.
we've made a few $100s off of those over the past couple years, because she lots them up and sells it for what, 75 cents or $1 each, in like lots of 50 or 100 or whatever it works out to be, the way you have them divided up by series.
Go away. Sorry, y'all. We've got a stupid person coming in.
No spam.
No spam, just stupid. Kind of got me distracted now.
Reseller meetup in Florida. That's in the works, Elizabeth. Not
Yes.
sure they're on the win.
Yes. Maybe not at the hottest point of the year, okay? My house is 75 degrees right now upstairs. But I just had the heat on a few days ago. I'm refusing to turn the air back on.
Glad K Wages. Glad you find the packaging advice helpful. It's on our to-do list.
We need to do another
maybe not
one.
this weekend. We try to do it every few weeks. It's been a little while. We've been busy, but we try to do it on a Sunday when we've got 2 days worth of packages to do, so we can do quite a few of them. And the last one we did was much more efficient than the ones we did before that, because it was a booger to edit. It took forever, but the last one we kind of packed everything and then did it in one good short sequence. So it was much easier to edit, much more doable more often. Burned out. You ever feel burned out? Sometimes. And it's usually because sales are bad.
Yes. You know, it just kind of drags you down when you think, oh, I've been working so hard, and then your sales are just not where they want to be. But luckily this week has been, it's like all of a sudden maybe the kinks are out of whatever's been wrong. And I'm selling on Poshmark and eBay a lot better than I was. Y'all, I think Etsy might be a tragedy here soon, as far as I think I might pull out on that one. I'm just not enjoying spending more and not selling as much as I should.
True Blue Bus. I'm glad somebody enjoys my humor. Rebel looks at me sometimes. She's like, just no. But sometimes I do things and I'm like, she might be too upset if I do this, so I'll tell her. But I try not to tell her what I do in the videos. I try to let her just see in a comment and like, okay, and then she'll come, what did you do? And then
I'll see comments and they'll be like, did you know Robert did this? Or Robert's so funny. And I'm like, well, what did he do? And like, we went back and forth about the beaver tail, because I wasn't quite sure if we should share that story, but I guess everybody thought it was funny.
It was kind of crazy.
It was crazy.
She seemed like kind of a fancier lady to me, and it just seemed odd for her to be stopping to pick up a dead beaver. It was funny. He's the boy. I think he's a sophomore. He's very tall, but very well-mannered young man, and he likes to do the mountain man reenactment stuff. Derek does that. I need to bring a knife on here one of these days and show you some of the knives that my friend Derek makes. And he does that sort of stuff too, and he does amazing work. Hello, Miss Daft Girl. See, when I see, is that Daft? Okay, yes.
Daft
usually
girl.
usually when I see the Daft word, it's usually in front of a P word. But I've never seen it that way before. But hello from the UK, or in the UK. Maybe it was just a Hugh Grant movie I watched.
Yep. Everybody's agreeing with the cash in, cash out. Freeze warnings here in Washington. Yeah.
Freeze? No.
We don't have TV, but my mail carrier today was like, it's going to freeze again this weekend. And I was like, ugh. See, that's what I mean. It's 75, and then before you know it, I'm going to have to get the heat back on.
You're welcome, Anna. We're happy to answer any questions we get.
Questions.
Always happy to answer questions for people.
Yes, we sold the vacuum cleaners at the yard sale.
We did.
That was one of his projects, y'all. That stuff sat here for
a year.
Over a year.
Yes, more than a year.
And I was like, I need that space, because he had 5 vacuum cleaners.
There were only 3.
But he was going to part them out, and they were old, and they were Kirby's, but they were old, and I just was over them.
Yeah, I did. And I offered them to somebody for $10. Maybe that was Nate. I said, I'll sell all 3 of them for $10. I just want to get rid of them. And if that was you, Nate, sorry, somebody came by later and they took them for the $10.
Yeah.
Hey, Thrifter Sifter. Glad to see you here.
Hi.
Love your videos.
Yes, they're always in my feeds.
Always learning what you're picking up there.
Yep, that's the one. One of them he told us about the thing to test telephones.
Yes, and I got to buy one because we picked up a rotary dial phone, so I'm going to have to go hit up his link for that. You can hook the rotary dial phone to a device. I can't remember what it was, but then it calls out on your cell phone. So you dial on the rotary phone or even a touch tone, a push button phone, and it calls out on your cell phone. I got to figure out how to do that. That'll be kind of fun. But Thrifter Sifter talked to us last year at the Trash to Cash podcast and offered us lots of advice on YouTube, and he was so helpful.
Yeah. Minnie wants to know, what was your career in the past? Did you have a voice for radio?
Yeah. I wanted to be an accountant in college, before I went to college, and then I decided that was horrible once I started doing accounting in college. And then I decided to join the Army, and then decided not to, and to become a cop. So I did that for a few years, and then became became a cop for 3 years full time and 10 years part time in a little town in Missouri. It's like Mayberry, you know everybody. You arrest the same people all the time, or you take them to their mom's house so they don't have to get arrested, because it's just crazy things there. And then at some point, then I decided to become a computer programmer, which I did that for almost 20 years. It seemed like a long time. But there was a brief point in there where I thought I wanted to be a rodeo clown. And I did that until I took a horn in the face and broke my nose and had to have surgery. And that was...
And his mama was like, no more.
She said no more.
No more.
And even though I was 30 years old,
mamas can still say no more.
But yes.
And then he was an IT nerd.
Yes. And that's helped a lot with this. And actually, even though I didn't like the accounting stuff in college, I remember a little bit of it, some of the whys and the hows, and not a lot of the details, but some of the whys especially, as to why they want things done the way they want. It just makes me a little less crazy about it.
Yeah, James, I'm seeing a lot of shorts of yard sales and the channel owners goes and low balls women. It's always in bad taste. Yeah, I'm of the philosophy I'm going to pay what they want. I'm never going to, if I have a whole pile of stuff, I'll say, can we make a deal? But for the most part, I buy what they ask for. That way, there's no guilt. I'm not going to have any guilt if I buy something for $5 and I sell it. Or like what was that doll? What was the doll with the funky eyes?
Oh, I don't remember that. You cranked
the Blythe doll. I paid $1 at an estate sale. I actually didn't know what I was getting, and I sold her for $500. That's just always been my philosophy, especially at yard sales.
There are times when they have something for $30 that we will, say, hey, would you take $25 or $20 or so? We don't do that a lot. It has to be on a higher priced item.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sell to Jack. Thank you, Thrifter Sifter. Hopefully
we got to get that ordered.
Hopefully you've got an Amazon affiliate link in your description. I'll go hit that to buy that thing.
Somebody else is a deputy sheriff. Macpac Reselling.
Oh. It's being a police officer, it's probably different now than when I was doing it almost 30 years ago now, but it was rewarding, but man, I just got tired of dealing with the same people over and over and over again. Felt like I was never going to get anywhere. Hey, at least we're not behind anymore.
Nope, we caught up with the comments.
Thank you, Elizabeth, on the moderation.
Yes. Somebody, forget the name already, but was already said the person we were having to moderate. She was like, you need to go to the doctor. That was funny.
Yes. Yeah, the Blythe doll. Now, see, the Blythe doll, Rebel was feeling grouchy one day and did not want to... I'm going to tell this story on you. Her dad wanted her to take him to an estate sale or a yard sale or something, and she didn't want to go because he lives 30 to 40 minutes away. And I was like, look, my dad lives 10 and a half hours away. Take your dad to the dang yard sale. And she did, and bought this thing for $1 and sold it for $500 with a broken leg.
With a broken leg. Well, and I found other treasures that day, but yeah.
So without a broken leg, it goes for a lot more.
Definitely. Yeah, I'll never find another Blythe doll again.
That was a good find.
It was the freakiest. Those crazy dolls that I've showed here before, the ones where you move her arm, it was freakier than them.
The Blythe doll, it reminded me of Wednesday Addams.
Wednesday Addams.
I saw this like, it's not exactly, but it reminded me so much of Wednesday Addams. And I've heard there's a new series out about that. I might need to watch it. I don't know if it's any good or not.
Oh, the Wednesday.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Wednesday, I think. RJ was watching it with his buddies.
Yeah. I don't watch TV. Never say never. Yeah.
Never say never.
Yep.
We actually just got rid of Netflix. Trying to keep the bills down, and I asked RJ, which one do you watch the least? Netflix, HBO, or Disney? And he said, get rid of Netflix. So got rid of, of course, that might be where it's at too. Might be no opportunity to watch it, but I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Really, with a Blythe doll in it.
No, oh.
Yeah, there's newer versions of the Blythe doll. I've seen some of them.
It says on it. She said she would love to find it, but she found I think the doll was on the pet shop.
Okay, so with a Blythe.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I think Littlest Pet Shop came out with a Blythe version of a doll. I think somebody did. I've only seen it a couple of times. Yep, see everybody saying Wednesday is awesome.
It's on Netflix though. No watching it for me.
Oh.
What's the best strategy when you go to the bins? My strategy when I go to the bins is I go to the opposite side from where Rebel is, and I grab every plush that doesn't look completely and utterly destroyed by either having its head ripped off or horrible stains, and then I throw it in a cart because I don't want to sit there and try to deal with it. I just load up my cart and then catch up with her, and then she throws
two-thirds of it out.
2/3 of it away.
And then he goes off doing some more. And then, so I start right at the beginning, and he goes all the way to the farthest corner away.
And then when we're going to my parents and RJ, we stop in Nashville on the way there or on the way back, RJ gets a cart and he does the same thing. I say grab every plush item you can and any Legos you can and just throw them in the cart, and then it works.
Yeah, because he would have never picked up some of the kitty kittens, because they were the ones that we have found recently weren't in the greatest of condition. If he was being picky and only picking the nice stuff, he wouldn't have grabbed them for me. So he's just learned over time. He's getting better about the sourcing, but yeah, he still tries to pick up a whole lot that even I wouldn't pick up.
Let's see. So Thrifter Sifter, if I remember right, you're way up north. So your yard sales probably don't start. They probably take longer to start than they do around here.
Yeah, we already had a couple of good weekends.
And then Trading Post Pickers, Hillside's 50% off tomorrow. We couldn't make it Monday because I had co-op and a martial arts thing, but we need to go tomorrow for half price day and
my
close.
favorite little estate sale company I always talk about.
So the people are so nice. Mm-hmm. Jeff and Nellie, excellent people.
As far as free shipping on Mercari, Lynn, I you know what? I'm so used to not offering free shipping on Mercari that I accidentally took an offer for way less than I should have because it had free shipping in it. So I took all my free shipping back off. I've decided I'm trying not to list anything over £1 on there because their shipping is ridiculous. But then again, I keep selling stuff that's, over £1 on there. So I don't know. I haven't decided, but no, I'm not going to do free shipping on there because knowing me, I will do that again. I'll take another offer way less and then still have to cover the shipping.
See, Goodwill bins, North Carolina or South Carolina. We've been to the Asheville bins. They used to be really good. They haven't been as good lately. South Carolina, we've done well in either Greenville or Columbia. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it just depends on the day, I think, as to what you're going to get, whether it's going to be a good day or not. We used to go to the ones in Indianapolis a couple times a year until we found out St. Louis has two, and we could go see my parents at the same time. But each time we went there, we had better luck at a different one than we did the previous time. It was just, I think it just depends on what they get sent to their exact bins. Yeah,
and Galen 304, the Columbia, South Carolina bins, I think on like Fridays, they do $1 bag for plush. Now, when we went there that day, I forgot about that. And of course, they don't remind you at the checkout that you could have got the whole bag of plush for $1. But we'd only spent not very much there anyway that day. But I was working on a special project.
So Elizabeth said, I've picked up some good stuff that you never would have.
You know what? The good thing about Robert at yard sales and estate sales, and it's also an annoying thing for me because when I'm alone, I'm in it, I go, I look, I leave, I move on to the next one. Robert likes to do research, which is a good thing because that is how he finds a lot of the treasures that, like those Amico or whatever glasses you picked up that time.
Oh, the Arizona
I
glass
walked
ones?
by them like 5 times. I wasn't even going to give them a second look. And then I sold the picture for like $100 some. So he's good about, he's not like me who thinks I guess I kind of think I know everything as far as plush, and then I don't even look at the other stuff. He's good about looking up that stuff.
But that works out well because I don't even have to go look at toys or anything like that. I can go straight to the kitchen stuff. I can go look at the books, things like that. And I learn a little bit more all the time. My brain doesn't remember things like as well as it used to for learning things. But it's nice to be able to go look at things. And I know I don't even have to look at toys. I just skip over it completely unless we are at an estate sale and she goes to the basement and I go upstairs.
Then he'll pick up all the plush that he sees.
And
usually.
yeah, if it looks good. Last one, sometimes they're too expensive or something. I don't, but anything that I think she'll like, I go ahead and grab.
Bye, Lisa.
Tag sales.
Tag sales.
Yes, Massachusetts.
Yes, that's a northern thing. We were just talking about this at our reseller get together this weekend that people call it tag sales up there.
So Thrifter Sister says he does free shipping on Mercari, only items over £1.
Yeah.
It's see, I would be willing to give it a whirl. She doesn't want to, and I don't want to deal with the work involved of getting it done at this point because of how many items we have. But it would make a huge difference for us because what we run into is that the price for us to ship something to, say, South Carolina is significantly different than to ship it to California. And we would have to consider the California price.
Which is what Mercari's doing anyway.
Which is what Mercari's doing. And but maybe we could do it maybe we need to go back and revisit. I can't remember if we checked it compared to what we could get on Pirate Ship or not.
I don't know. I don't want to do the work. I make almost all of my sales on eBay, so eBay is where I focus everything. And then I just do some cross-listing.
See? Mary says she's also been doing better with free shipping on Mercari.
I think you would do better with it. It's a pain. It's a pain. I rather focus on eBay, I think. Well, thank you, Thrifter Sister. Thrifter Sifter.
I can't even say it right. Thank you, Thrifter Sifter. She can't talk. I'll try. Really appreciate
Thank you.
The super thanks.
Wow.
Super chat.
We're getting behind again.
Johnson City.
Yes, I saw the estate sale in Johnson City. I think you were doing something that weekend. I think that was one of the weekends. I mean, it's been almost every weekend now. He's doing something, and I decide I don't want to get out. But I saw that was like a crazy estate sale. But we should have gone. But I'm glad others got to really benefit from that. But I saw the pictures in the estate sale preview, and that house was packed with all kinds of Christmas ornaments and butterflies and craziness.
Yeah, our estate sales here, most of the companies, there are a couple that do all right, but most of them are overpriced for resellers until you get to half price day. And sometimes one of them did a 15% off day, but they didn't have anything there we wanted that day. But they're just not priced for resellers for the most part. And unless you're selling higher end items, like if the glassware and stuff like that, you could probably get some deals. But for the things we buy, they're typically priced too much. They had shoes for $28, used shoes, $28. And then on half price day, they would have been $14, which would have still been way too much. And they weren't Allen Edmonds or anything either. They were just regular shoes. The cheap things I would buy.
Yeah.
Tulsa. Doesn't Tulsa have a bin?
I don't know. You know what? I'm in some Facebook group. You know what? I'll put it in my Facebook group. But one of these now, and they just came up with a master list of all the outlets or pay by the pounds for every state in the United States. It just came out like today, so I'll have to remember, and I'll put it in my Facebook group about, so anybody and then if you know of one that's not on the list, let the admin know and she'll add it to the list. But I think that's going to be amazing, to have a list of all the Goodwill outlets in the entire United States.
Basements are the first thing.
I always go to the basement because a lot of times that's where the Christmas is. Sometimes the toys are down there in the basement too at estate sales,
because they've been packed away in storage in the basement for years.
and they just leave them down there when they're displaying them. Yeah, a lot of people are saying they do free shipping. This is the grand scheme. My grand scheme. Maybe when things slow down. Actually, I get slower listing and everything during the fourth quarter because I sell so much more during that. So maybe that's when I'll reconsider Mercari and free shipping. But it's just, I've got too much on my plate. I'm still trying to get through these bins bags with all the plush I bought.
Thank you, Harley. Glad she can provide you with the information that helps you out.
Yeah. I definitely love Christmas ornaments. That's like my next favorite thing to be looking for.
Yeah, right, Elizabeth. $28 on new shoes. We'll do it, but they wanted $28 for their used shoes, and I found these Keen hiking boots that were practically new, other than they had paint spilled on them, for 50 cents at a yard sale last year.
Yeah.
That's
That same weekend. Thank you. Yeah, 2 years. Is there something you hope to find in the wild? Jammy pie. I want to find another jammy pie for my wall. That's been my new goal. Anybody else do this? When we go out on the weekends, I'll say, okay, like last weekend I told him, out just saying it out, I need to find some more dollhouse stuff. My dollhouse bin is getting low. So, but almost every time I have a recurring dream that I walk into in a basement yard sale type thing, and underneath the table I pull out and it's a box of jammy pies. So I guess, it's always on my mind, and I've had them 3 or 4 times, but I want one for my wall now. So that's just something. That's the thing that I'm always looking for, and of course anything else that I can put on my wall. But now my new thing is Life is Good t-shirts.
Yes, so now I have to take new pictures to
Yes.
cut her out for the thumbnails.
We have the same pictures. If you haven't noticed, it's the same picture, whichever shirt I decide to wear during a particular video. He already has it cut out. So now I'm getting new shirts, so he's going to have to do some new cutouts for my pictures.
Do we sell crafts? When we find them, then
I love the Dimension craft kits.
those do well, especially the gold ones. Those are crazy expensive.
But I just found another brand I had never even heard of, and I really thought it might sit for a while, and I sold it for $20-some for just a different needlepoint thing. But around here, I think people have figured it out. A lot of people are looking for the crafts. So, but I enjoy it. But I only have one basket that's dedicated to crafts because I just don't find them very often.
Harley Kitten said she found 12 Cutco knives at the Goodwill.
I have never found a Cutco knife. Never. Now, I think Mrs. Trading Post Pickers did recently. I saw it in one of her shorts that she bought a bucket of silverware or knives, and there were some Cutcos in there that they did really well with.
Yes, FD, if you're watching somebody on YouTube and they're passing up things you know are good, you want to rewind it and say, pick that up now.
I do that with Bolo Buddies. All the time I'll send a chat if I see something that she's passed up. Oh, you shouldn't have passed that up. And we all appreciate when people tell us things that we've missed. We don't do a lot of that live stuff. It's just, we've tried.
It's harder to edit. It takes longer.
We've tried. Half the time the camera's here and I'm holding everything over here and he just gripes at me. So
yes, because she'll walk up, she'll be looking at this thing here and she'll stand like this and look at it like this. You can't even see it on the camera. I'm like, Rebel, come on, camera's in the front.
Yeah.
I've threatened to get a second one and put on her side so that we can pick everything up.
I just end up, I think, just doing a condensed, show you, 15, 20, 25 items. Standing down here works just as well.
Easier for me to edit too. Periwinkle Dreams, we do pick up art supplies sometimes when we find them. We don't find a lot. we don't find a lot of nice art supplies that would be worth a lot of money. We find a lot of very basic stuff that wouldn't be good for resale. We've got a set of the chalk pencils or something over there that I picked up. They're very used because they're probably from the 60s or 70s or something. They're very old.
I sold that other one, that one large kit that was all used and everything. I want to say I still got $40-$50 for it.
Yeah, that's what this one over here is. We could probably get $20 or $30 out of it, and I think it was $2 at an estate sale.
Harley Kitten, you know what? Beth was just mentioning to me Pish Posh Reselling. So that's one that I'm going to need to add to my repertoire of people that I like to watch, because she said that she does really good, like deep dive type videos. So that's going to have to be another one I start watching.
Yeah, we look for utensils. A lot of times what I find aren't worth picking up, because I'm usually the one that makes it to the kitchen to look at stuff up first. Christina over at Trading Post Pickers will try to beat me there anyway if she's there trying to get all the silverware. But she wasn't at a sale last week and I picked some up, so
yes,
they were actually good instead of the normal flimsy things. What I'm really looking for is I want a nice set of heavy duty, like I could murder somebody with the teaspoon kind of spoons for myself to use, because all the ones I find are really flimsy, and our kids have dumped enough of them in the trash when emptying their plates that we need more silverware, but I don't want to buy flimsy silverware. I want the good sturdy ones.
yeah. A lot of other YouTubers do well. You know, like our friends Tea and Pickers, they do a lot of shopping live type videos. It's just ended up not being something that I enjoy doing, and I have tons of footage that we've never used because
You're incompetent?
yeah, me and this GoPro just don't get along.
Thank you, Sodak Prairie Picker. I'm guessing that's South Dakota Prairie Picker, maybe. Really appreciate the super chat. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much.
We need to get over to the this list. We have this list of, I was supposed to have made a longer list, but I made a short list of things of like
The
long
yards.
yard sales, like the 50-mile yard sale or whatever, that we could maybe try to do a meetup at or something. Nothing really big or fancy, just if we could all get there and find a hotel room and, you know, maybe all go out to eat
Go
or
out to
hang out or
dinner.
something.
Yep, chat.
Stay an extra day or something if we can to visit a little bit, which would be a lot of fun. The ones that we're planning to go to for sure, we're going to go to the Highway 127 yard sale again this year. That's August 3rd through 6th. And we're going to go to the Crossville, Tennessee area again. It's where we went last year. We had a lot of fun there. Some of the local people, the Trading Post Pickers are going, the TN Pickers are going. Rocky Top Picker, he's on Instagram. He doesn't have a YouTube channel yet, but he's working on it. He's supposed to go with us. I don't know if Donald from over at Mars Bargain Basement's going to go or not. Donald, you going?
I know Donald.
Come hang out with us. And then we're going to planning to go to the 100-mile yard sale, which is July 1st is the Saturday, but usually go on
We
Fridays
start like
before.
Thursday,
or Friday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So the end of June, July, that's
from Harmony, North Carolina to Withville, Virginia. So we're planning on doing that one.
not sure which part we're going to be doing or anything.
Right.
But the other ones we have listed here, there's one in June, early June, which would conflict with the 100-mile yard sale anyway, but that's in Columbia, South
No, the
Carolina.
100-mile yard sale is at the end of July.
Oh, sorry, July.
End
Yeah.
of June.
That's end of June, yes. So the Peachtree 23 at June 2nd and 3rd in Columbia, South Carolina. And then there's the June 16th and 17th, the 301 Endless Yard Sale in Johnston County, North Carolina. That seems like it might be smaller. I don't know. There's the Route 460 at June 10th in Suffolk, Virginia. Highway 52. This one sounded interesting. No, that was the 400 mile.
Yeah, the 400-mile yard sale. Again, that's the beginning of June, so you'd have to choose.
You have to choose between that and the...
That one's Kentucky.
Yeah, between that and the Peachtree 23. And then the Highway 52, which is May 19th and 20th, which is in the middle of Tennessee and Kentucky, that area.
So if anybody's thinking about going to any of them, maybe we can all try to, either I'll make a post in my Facebook group, or something that we can start figuring out who's going to be going to these different ones, and then, you know, hopefully we'll pick a couple of these that we can go to this summer.
And even if we can't go, maybe some of y'all can get together at one of them and, you know, and arrange a meetup. So we'll post about it in the in her Facebook group, so that maybe we can get to meet some of y'all, and y'all can go meet each other maybe.
I want to put faces to the names of, you know, I think one of the other YouTubers I was watching one time, she says, you guys get to see us, you get to know us, and you would recognize me. I recognize your names, but I don't recognize you. And I want to rectify that, especially with some of the people that, you know, I've considered really good friends at this point.
People that came to the Wednesday Lives all the time would be good to
yeah,
meet
my
those
Wednesday
people.
Live friends. And so I want to start putting faces. You know, I finally got to meet Elizabeth. She's taller than I thought.
Yes, FD, we saw a post about that, a few posts about that Build-A-Bear rainbow, that the mother, I guess, was passed away and had her heartbeat recorded and put into a Build-A-Bear, and
I have 2 of those bears, and don't you think I didn't go out there and check right away, but neither one of mine has a non-working sound box, and then the other one didn't have a sound box at all. So, but yeah, we've seen lots of posts, and I had lots of messages, especially like on Mercari, saying, I don't know if you've heard about this. And I was like, yes, I've heard, and yes, I've checked, and unfortunately mine isn't the one, because I would have loved to be the one that found that bear.
Thank you. I'm gonna butcher this name too.
Hulamuderi.
Thank you
From
very much,
Finland.
from Finland. That's a long way off too.
That is very far away.
And it's got to be late in Finland too.
I don't know.
Must be on the night shift like I am all the time.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Harley. I think that's my all-time favorite video. It wasn't at the moment, but it's my all-time favorite. The video with the turkey. And y'all, it has gotten the most views, I think, of all of our videos, because...
Oh, the short anyway.
Yeah, the short. I even had one of my viewers, I forget who it was now, who said her toddler loved that and just was mesmerized with it and watched it over and over and over and over again.
She was terrified of the turkey.
That turkey.
Of course, as short as she is, it was, you know, above her waist. You know, its head was well above her waist. It was hilarious. I enjoyed it a lot, just seeing the terror.
And then I lost my credit cards there, and we had to go back. I dropped everything out of. I dropped my wallet. My cards fell out. I didn't realize it, and we had to go back.
But yeah, one of the people there looked her up on Facebook and sent her a
Facebook.
message that said she had lost them there. Gayleen, we can't tell you we can't give our secrets on where all the big yard sales are. Then people will get the stuff.
No, it's called Garage Sale Nation. I think Commonwealth Picker's the one that put this all together, or he started it. But now everybody's contributing to it, and there's a map on there, and you can just it tells you all of the sales that people are posting on there, and it can only be like town-wides and larger type sales.
GarageSaleNation.net, and I think they have a Facebook group called
They do
Garage
have a
Sale
Facebook
Nation.
group too.
That's where I went to dig those up.
Yep.
Makes it easier to find them.
Well, thank you so much, Tracy. Tracy Godman. Thank you.
Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, the turkey. Yeah, turkey video. I love that one. Sorry, I saw it again. I had to say it again. It just the terror. And then I thought it was so funny when she came up out of the box and turned, and it was right there. It was almost
And
like
it gobbled
knew,
at me.
It almost like it knew that it scared her and wanted to follow her around.
The entire place, it followed behind me. Yeah, Harley, you keep bringing up, when I saw Kevin the Commonwealth Picker at that yard sale, I ran away. I ran around the corner and was like, Robert, Kevin's here. Kevin's here. He's the one that was like, don't I know you? Because I was like,
I recognize you.
I was starstruck.
Sandra said she had the Build-A-Bear, but the voice box no longer worked either.
Yeah. And what I'm afraid of is somebody gets it, and lots of people, if you pick something up at a yard sale, what do? Or at a Goodwill, you wash it. You know, how many people have washed their Build-A-Bears and then the sound boxes don't work after that? So that would be sad. That would be sad.
Saint Vincent de Paul. We've had a little bit of luck at them.
We went that one time. I didn't like it at all, but
We went to one of their pound
yeah, it
stores.
was Pound Store,
We didn't
and it
find
was
anything
all
there.
clothes, and we weren't there to source clothes that day.
Yeah, we were there to buy plush.
Buy plush.
Let's see, 8 months. Carolina Thrift.
Carolina Thrift. That sounds
Carolina,
familiar.
yeah, Greenville. Carolina Thrift is where we went with the Prison to Profit bash last year. He did the prison to, he did his bash over there, and Dante, right?
Dante.
Did his bash over, and we went to it. It was like a meetup, and we met for breakfast, and then after that, people went thrifting for a while, and then we went to Top Golf, which we'd never been to, and we were there for 3 hours, got lunch, had a blast playing golf and talking with people, and then after that, we went to the Carolina Thrift. They were closed that day, but they opened special through
For
him,
us, yeah.
and they had things in there to buy, of course, and then he had hidden a bunch of cards, envelopes in there that had prizes, and we ended up picking up. We got enough money in what we picked up in envelopes to pay for one of our tickets.
Yeah.
Paid for half of our tickets there. So it was a lot of fun getting to talk to people.
I
like
hope
that.
he does it again, but I think next time he said it might be in Michigan.
Yes,
Right?
because he's in Michigan now, I think, living there.
I enjoyed that. Okay.
Ashes. Yeah.
Oh, Mahib King from
Pakistan.
From Pakistan.
That's also a long
wow,
way off.
lots of foreign people in here. Thank you guys so much. Oh, I believe the Build-A-Bear had ashes also. Oh, that's...
Oh, that would be extra sad.
Yep.
Oh, it's a thrift store, not a Ben's Overstock store. Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
We picked up a few good things there. We got those juicers that you've sold some parts out of already.
Mm-hmm. I want to go back. It's for us, that's only, 2.5, 3 hours away?
It's Greenville's about 2.5, and I think Columbia's about 3.5 for us.
I enjoyed it down there. It's a little bit closer than going to Nashville, too.
Oh, had to give up my plush and dog allergic. That would be sad to have to give that up. Yeah, the St. Vincent de Paul's expensive. Our thrift stores here are terribly expensive. We have one. We do okay. The local Habitat for Humanity, we do okay in there sometimes. And then the one that's in Johnson City, we do all right at. We usually find something in there every time. Not always, but almost every time we find something good. You find vintage in there quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Vintage toys.
But our local Goodwill thrifts are terrible. Plush, they used to be 99 cents a lot of times, and now they're $3 or $5 for plush. It's insane what they're charging. And jeans, $5 or $6, and which is fine if I needed to buy myself a pair of jeans. But mostly what they have are Wranglers and some Levi's and Aeropostale and things like that. Things that you're not going to make a ton of money on.
Yeah. Oh, Harley, what are we talking about the Build-A-Bear? There was a news article that's been now put in a lot of the reselling Facebook groups. A child's Build-A-Bear. It's one of those rainbow tie-dyed looking Build-A-Bears. Had its the child's mother passed away, but they had put her heartbeat.
They recorded the sound.
Yeah,
of it.
recorded the sound of it. Mom's heartbeat was in the bear, and it accidentally got donated. They're from Dandridge, Tennessee, so of course, because I'm in Tennessee, I got lots of messages about the ones that I have, not realizing that most of my stuff is sourced from Missouri. But
a lot of the Build-A-Bear stuff.
a lot of the Build-A-Bear stuff, I usually only pick that stuff up at the bins. So yeah, there's been almost all of the reselling groups have had posts about it, and everybody's trying to help this father get that specific Build-A-Bear back.
It's an important one.
Yeah, somehow it got donated to a Goodwill.
Glad you're enjoying listing the plush and toys. It's a lot of fun. A lot of memories in those toys.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of memories in those. Yeah, Bolo Buddies. She's fun.
She's and she's been so helpful. You know, she'll look at our channel and send me a message that said, you know, you might want to, she's the one that said you might want to consider doing more videos to try, you know, to get your viewers up and everything. She's always got her friends and other YouTubers. She's trying to help all of us do better with our channels and with our businesses.
She's been a great help with that.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of people are talking about high prices at thrift stores and stuff. Thank you, MacPack Reselling, so much.
Really appreciate that. Super thanks. Super chat. I'm not sure what they are. I never know what to call them.
I don't either.
But thank you very much. And since you're the only reseller in your area, probably, you know, one of the few anyway, right? You get to get the good stuff.
Yeah. Full time. A lot of people aspire to go to the full time, but I don't think a lot of people realize it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but if you love what you're doing, it's not that bad. You know, I've left reselling full time twice to go back to jobs, and it was just like, no, I want to go back to working full time for myself. So once it's fun, but it's a lot of work. All I can say is get your 6 months bills all together. Yes. Get enough money to pay all your bills for 6 months, you know, and then start contemplating it.
Yeah, you got to have that big stash of cash because things happen. Like transmission goes out in your vehicle and you got to fix that, or you know, sales slow down because eBay's monkeying with stuff, or the economy turns down. But then they pick back up over time. Mm-hmm. So you got to have a stash of cash to pay the bills with. It's easier if you have a spouse that's working full time that you can rely on for steady income. It's easier to get started in this, which we didn't have. I had a contracting job kind of when you went back to full time reselling. And I was making really good money doing IT contracting, and then that ended.
Then it just ended, and
yeah,
we decided to stay home, homeschool, and
live on very little money.
Yep. Yeah, know your expenses.
Were you full time when your kids were little?
No. Well, I have 2 sets of kids. I have sons that are in their 30s, and then I have sons that are in lower 20s and an 18-year-old. I was in the military with my older boys, and then with my younger boys, that's why I started yard selling, was we just went out to do stuff. And but I started in 1999 with eBay, and then they started being born like 2000 and 2001. But I went back to teaching in 2007, and then I quit after, I think, 2 years. Then I went back to work for the state and didn't enjoy that at all. But yeah, for the most part, I've been full-time all of this time except for those 2 small periods.
Hardy Kitten said they bought a puppet, got it home, and found out it had drugs stuffed in it. See, you can make extra money that way. You just got to worry about the whole prison thing.
Yeah, or when you buy a movie and you open it up and it's full of XXX videos.
Yes, it was an old, is it like a box set of westerns, wasn't it?
Yes.
Like The Rifleman or something.
Full of daggone X-rated videos.
But you made good money on the Rifleman DVDs that were in it.
Actually, I did.
Yeah, homeschool's fun. I enjoy that mostly. Every time co-op starts, I'm always excited for it to start, and then about 4 weeks in, I'm ready for it to be over. But when it's over, I'm excited, but I'm also kind of sad because I really enjoy teaching. It's such like my history class that I taught this year had 10 kids in it, and you know, you can be a little more freeform with that, and I just really enjoy, you know, the questions I ask, and you know, getting to talk about history, you know, that they might not get to hear otherwise. Let's see, I think Laura Joy said, yeah, getting on a schedule can be hard. If you got to have, that's one thing with this, you know, working for yourself, you have to have the stick-to-itness. You have to have the drive to do it on your own, because at a job you've always got somebody there to hit you with a stick if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. But when you're working on your own, you have to hit yourself with a stick, and if you can't do that, that really makes it tough to work on your own.
And I keep to a schedule. It just works best for me. Now I have a mail carrier who's picking up my packages again, so that's even more of a motivation for me to get down here and get my packages done so that they'll be ready for her when she gets here. But it's all about scheduling. And I don't stick to one thing for very long, and it just kind of keeps everything working for me.
Yes, why I'm so nervous. I have a face.
Yes.
I prefer being the face that's behind the camera over there, but yeah, I've got one.
And the one that's always making me go, like when he says something, I'm like, you can't say that.
Sure I can. I just might have to cut it out.
Yeah. I miss making videos. But it's just, there's only so much time in a day. The lives just, yeah. I missed doing the lives, though. I think me and the girls will get together and maybe start doing some impromptu stuff.
How old are your kids that you homeschool? Max Pack? Excuse me. Are they still little, or are they getting big? 'Cause our last one, my son, he's 15. He's finishing his freshman year, so we're winding down, which is kind of exciting in a way, to have some more freedom, but it's really going to be sad for me because I love hanging out with him. We have a lot of fun.
But he's got to grow up, right?
No. Can he be Peter Pan? Isn't that the one?
Oh,
Didn't
stays
wanna
a
grow
kid
up?
forever.
No, I know he's got to grow up. Nice, Jill. You got to do your sourcing while your son's working, and then I'm glad he had a bag for a suitcase for you to take all your junk back home. It's money, right? Money to be made.
How did we find our homeschooling co-op? Do you remember?
Facebook, I think. I think we looked on Facebook, and it was like there's a group in Johnson City, and the one we go to attend was a branch that branched off of that to be here in Greenville, because they're about 30 or 40 minutes apart. And it was, I think we started on either their second or third year. They were brand new. They were really excited because Rebel said she's a former special ed teacher, and they just lit up, and they were so
Rebel
excited.
didn't come back.
And then she went to like one day, and then they got stuck with me.
Somebody's got to do the eBay, right?
Yeah, but I think they did okay. I get to stand at the door and make sure nobody comes in that's not supposed to be there, and teach a class or two every now and then. I used to teach 2 classes. Now I just teach the history class. Next year will be world history, so it'll be all new from American history. But it's on Facebook. Facebook is, if you look up homeschool groups in your area, you will find a ton of information. They're all very happy to, well, I say all the ones I've ever come into contact with are very happy to help people that are interested. They just want to see you succeed, so they're very happy to help. And our town has 2 of them now, because the one that we attend, they hosted, the First Baptist Church hosted. It's a very large church, but the room that we have, we are full. We can't get any more. We got about 250 kids that go to it, so they don't have any more room for us. So people are on a waiting list, and I think some of those people finally started another one at a different church. So there are a lot of people out there that do it, and you can find lots of resources.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rebecca, somebody loved the rifleman and other types.
Other stuff.
Other stuff too.
MacPack Reselling said his boys are 11 and 12.
11 and 12.
His kids in 11 and 12.
Oh, that's a good time. They're old enough; they can do most of the stuff on their own, and you just got to kind of watch over them. That's good. When they're young, it's tough because you have to be a lot more hands-on.
First grade year, yeah. Yeah, might as well start when they're little.
Yep,
It's so much easier.
Yep, start when they're little and just go with it. My son, we started his kindergarten year, and I've asked him every now and then, hey, you interested in going to public school? No, he wants no part of it. He enjoys what we get to do, because we can go to my parents anytime we want. We can, take different trips here, different trips there. He gets to do, martial arts for PE instead of, whatever they would make him do in a public school, because he's always enjoyed doing that. So it's just been a lot of good for us.
Harley said she's got grandkids and kids that take her stuff. My son, he's all into the vintage clothes. So anytime we bring stuff home, he's always wanting to see if we've got any vintage stuff that he would buy. And he's picked up like old vintage jackets and stuff like that, and jeans. That's his thing. So yeah, they always want to see what we've picked up.
Yeah, Jill, you need to check that plush to make sure you don't get busted by TSA for something. There have been some crazy stories. People, that go backpacking or camping or something, and they have their pistol tucked in there for a bear, and then they just throw clothes in there, and they go to get on a plane and they forgot they left their pistol in there. People, all sorts of crazy stuff happens. You go through in the TSA lines.
Do my sisters sell? Kind of, sort of, but not in the crazy level that I do. But my one sister really likes vintage glass stuff. And then my other sisters kind of likes the plush, but will pretty much pick up, like a lot of us, pick up anything that she can flip. But yeah, none of them are, full-time resellers. So they don't pick the crazy numbers of stuff up that I do.
Hello, Irene in the Philippines. Glad to have you here.
I've been to the Philippines.
She's been there.
When I was in the Navy, my ship went there, and then some friends that were on the ship with me, we went out to Olongapo and Baguio City. Just had a really good time. That was the fun other side of my life, just traveling all over the world.
Yeah, sewing seems to be popular at our co-op too. A lot of the moms, when they're not teaching or helping, they're either knitting something. There's one lady that she wanted a knife for her husband, like a big chopping knife, and he wanted a gift for his daughter, and so, but she sells her stuff for like $200 or $300. It was crazy expensive because he didn't know what the stuff was going to cost, and she's like, well, it's she asked what he charged, and she said, yeah, that's about, so crazy, $200 or $300 for her stuff. It's expensive, but very nice stuff. Abigail was happy with it. We met on Plenty of Fish.
Yeah.
Plenty of Fish. 11 dreadful years ago.
No, 12 years ago.
12, yes, 12.
12. Well, that's the thing, online dating these days, right? You just got to be really careful.
Yes, Melinda. Check Facebook for if you, like, our town has like a, we live in Greenville, has like a My Greenville or My Greenville too, because I think their first one got shut down. But if you can't find a specific homeschool group, go into one of the local community pages for your area and ask, and there will be somebody in there, I'm sure, that's homeschooling or can direct you to somebody that is. We have a lot of fun homeschooling.
When they were little, it was even better because we could go to Dollywood and we could go to the theme parks and all of these type of now they're older and they're not as much into that, but on a whim we can decide we're going to go somewhere. And now mine is getting ready to graduate high school, so he's already been off doing his own life at this point and just comes home every once in a while to eat dinner.
So, let's see. Those shoes. Yeah, shoes. Yep, kids in the clothes. I find RJ and I go camping with some friends, and they like to go camping in the winter. And we got kind of cold last time. It wasn't terrible. We got down into I want to say the 40s at night, which we were in Yellowstone, it got down into the 30s. But we needed some warmer, drier, not cotton clothes because it rained and you get wet in cotton. The old saying, cotton kills. But at actually one of the last weekend we went to a yard sale, I found 3 military grade sweatshirts that would fit him as undershirts to keep him warm while camping. Now I just got to find one that'll fit me.
Yeah, homeschool curriculum is very, very expensive. That's why I love finding it to resell too. But as soon as we're finished with ours, now we homeschooled 3 of them. So it went through 3 kids. Sometimes they weren't in the greatest condition by the 3rd kid, but I've got tons I need to start. You know how we all just kind of pile them up. I've got tons I need to go through and sell. But they're expensive to buy, and you recoup a lot of your money with homeschool curriculum.
Yep. Yeah, Rebecca, teaching is a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, some headaches there, but I don't know if I could be a teacher in a regular school, but I like doing it at homeschool. Tracy, as far as what do we like to find other than plush, I like to find good clothes, expensive clothes, but we don't find much of that here. Kitchen,
Vintage
small
Christmas.
vintage Christmas, small kitchen appliances that we can part out. Books, vintage books that are, that are like furniture making, things like that, can be good to find.
Toys. Lots of toys.
IRC chat room. How old are you, Julie? I remember those, but that that means I'm old. If you're doing IRC chat, I think they still have them out there though, so it could be recent.
No, Rebel does not like to go camping.
No.
No, nor tent. Not even a I wanted to RV. That was the plan when we retired. Was I wanted to get an RV and travel all over the United States, but he's kind of talked me out of that at this point. He just thinks I'd be happier just staying in hotels while we travel.
Right.
And that way you're not having, well, the enormous gas bill, but also just being kind of stuck where you can put your RV.
Yeah, I talked to my sister's ex-father-in-law, because my family's odd. They come to the graduations of her kids with her second husband. It's that kind of a tight family kind of thing. And he was talking about how they were selling their RV. So I asked him about gas and stuff, and he said that if you pull up and stay at the same place for a month or two, he said you'll save money with an RV. But if you're driving, if you only stay in a place for a couple 3 days at a time, you're going to spend more money on gas than you will on hotels. Let's see. Plenty of fish. Childhood finds. Met my husband on Plenty of Fish. Yes, there are still good fish on there. Maybe. I haven't looked lately, so.
Please don't. What are the three favorite things that you like about each other?
That she puts up with me.
His sense of humor.
That you tolerate, that yeah, I said that.
Tolerate you. I tolerate him.
She tolerates my cooking too, because I do most of the cooking. And she tolerates that and says, okay, whatever, for most of it. And if she doesn't want it, then she just eats a bowl of cereal or something like that. She doesn't always like what I.
He makes stuff too spicy for me. I don't have a gallbladder.
And she doesn't like it when I eat leftover Mexican or Chinese for breakfast. Or bologna sandwiches for breakfast. So she's not into that sort of thing.
But yeah, he takes care of everything for me.
So
he drives me around everywhere. I don't have to drive anywhere.
Yeah, my dad would call and say, what are you doing? I was like, driving Miss Daisy.
Driving Miss Daisy.
Let's see. Oh, Mary said that her son met his wife online, and it turns out that they were friends with her parents before they got married.
That's funny.
That is funny. Got another Lipo Melinda. Plenty of fish.
Plenty of fish.
Yep, 3 years. Yep, we've been there 11 years now. We just got to remember which day it is.
Yeah,
TH. Loved homeschooling their son. Yep.
Yep. Robert likes to stay behind the camera, definitely.
Yes.
And drive me bonkers.
Say things and do things to
shock me.
Yes. I love when I can say something and she doesn't even have words to say. That's always fun.
Or we rewatch a video and he has said something and it went just right on over my head. And I'm just keeping on. And then it's like it hits me, 2 weeks later when I'm rewatching the video, what he's actually said to me.
Those are entertaining too.
Yes.
I like them when they're subtle. Just slide them right in there. Yes, I am old. Big B day next month.
Yeah, I'm coming up on a big one too. Next year, though. Next year. Yeah,
that's our Sodak Prairie Picker. That's our plan. We're going to. We have a 5x8. Yeah, 5x8 trailer. It's enclosed. It's what we take when we go visit my parents and go to the bins, and a truck to pull it. And we're just going to go. And we're going to be, since we're going to be out longer, we're probably going to be more particular about what we buy. Only buy not. Bread and butter probably won't be happening much, unless it's just a little favorite treasure of some sort. But we want to get someone that will do the shipping for us while we're gone, so that we can not have to
put my store on vacation.
Yeah, not have to put the store on vacation at all. Going to try to convince my son to do it, but I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see how he does. He might not want to. He did say, I said, he's 15. He turns 16 in August. I said, you going to get a job when you turn 16? He said, I have to, don't I? And I said, well, not immediately, I guess. But, you know, he knows he's expected to get a job. And I said, what do you think? He said, I'll take pictures and work for y'all for a while, I guess. I'm like, that'll work. And he's like, or I said, you know, do you want to start doing it now? And he's like, I could. I think that was his answer. I could.
Poor things. Ever since we started homeschooling and doing eBay full time, the two youngest kind of got drug. They would take their homeschool stuff and we would go to the Asheville bins, or we'd go here, and they just tagged along. And now, really, neither one of them wants to have anything to do with it at this point.
FD said 6 bread machines, waiting for my husband to take them apart for parts. With bread machines, we mostly sell just the pan and the paddle.
The pan and the paddle.
If the
and the lid
is,
maybe, but the lids tend to sit.
Yeah, they tend to sit. So we mostly, because sometimes, especially if it's like half price day or something, we can pick them up for $3 or $4, and you could sell the pan and the paddle for 20 to 30 sometimes, depending on which model it is. So a lot of times it's just we take the pan and the paddle out and call it good. Rebel, what was your favorite find? Robert, what was mine? Mine are the things that Rebel doesn't even like those glasses you talked about. That picture, those Arizona. It was from a gas station in Arizona. I can't remember what it was, but I like finding the things that she's passed by that I can go.
Exactly.
That's always fun. Or those.
All the visually impaired stuff.
Oh, the visually impaired. That stuff was crazy. I still got more of that. I got to test and get listed, but that was a really good find, and the horse book was fun. That was a fun find too. Seeing the horses in there. What yours? You said the Sasha.
The Sasha doll, the Blythe doll. Those are all fun. But I love when I find something and I'll say on my video, well, I'm thinking this is going to be $15 to $20, and it ends up being like an $80 plush. Those are fun too. Sodak Prairie Picker. My Robert drives me everywhere. Yep. I so appreciate that. I'm a terrible driver.
Yes,
I'll be the first one to admit it.
I drive you everywhere, including crazy.
I refused to learn to drive till I was 21, and I just don't enjoy it at all. And then I was in Hawaii, so here when it snows, no, I don't like it.
Beaver talks.
Yeah, Beaver.
That was funny. He's Tails talks. It was a good talk about a beaver. Yeah. Jeff Foxworthy has a really good story about a beaver. I can't talk about it on here, but go look up Jeff Foxworthy beaver story. That was a funny thing of his. You might be a redneck.
Look, she said some of the heating elements do well.
Oh.
We might have to look into that.
So now that's more work, right? I got to start taking those apart.
Do I ever repair toys?
Yes,
I just learned how to sew. I just learned how to sew. And like the other day, I was processing 3 things. And those teeny little holes that I would have normally just set it aside, now I'm able to just repair it. But as far as like repair stuff, not usually. I'm not very handy at all. So I will sell something for somebody else to repair it and just take a big cut in the price, still make a profit, but I have learned how to finally sew, and I actually go looking for stuff at this point to go ahead and get it repaired. I've got one sitting over there right now that, it's been sitting aside, and it's something that I really did want to sell, so now I'm figuring it out. Ladder stitch, that's the best stitch ever.
Yeah. Yes, Rebecca, I like leaving those in. When she says take it out, I try to leave them all in that I can.
And he doesn't tell me until you guys tell me that he's done that.
Sasha doll got 70. What'd you get for yours? Because you sold yours more recently, wasn't it?
It was
a couple
years ago.
Yeah, because it was at an estate sale. She told RJ, and she told me, and RJ had to go with me to go to this estate sale. And we got there. They give out cards, and we were number 70.
75.
75, yeah. And I told RJ, I said, I showed him a picture. This is what we're looking for. Go hit all the bedrooms and whatever room you can find, you can get to until you find this thing and get it. And when I got in there, it was still there. So, which was nice.
We paid $8 for it, but I think I sold it for over $200. and a cat had chewed its foot. But it was one of the older Sasha dolls. But it was my second one I'd had. So that's another one of those ones I'm always going through the pictures on estate sales to see if I can find another Sasha doll. Because if they don't have a tag, their paper tag, you don't know unless you know what a Sasha doll looks like. There's no markings on their necks. There's no tags on their bodies.
What's in the books and sew repairs. I keep telling myself that I want to figure out that ladder stitch so I could put on a movie or something and actually do work while watching TV or something. But
I wished I had learned it so long ago, but I never wanted to sew, and now I'm actually enjoying it. Not big time. I wouldn't want to quilt or sew a dress, but just repair those teeny tiny holes that were, I could list it with a hole in it, but I just kept thinking to myself, I'm gonna repair it. But y'all, it's probably 4 feet high and 4 feet wide of a pile of plush that needs repaired. A huge pile over there.
Hi, Marcia. Glad to have you here. Yes, Harley, we're in doing our inventory, which Rebel's still working on.
I'm working
a basket
on it
at a time. There are things that eBay has dropped, and there's also 100 that she dropped while trying to do delete sell similar.
Accidentally. But y'all, a lot of these that you think, I don't know if anybody else has noticed this. If you cancel an order because the buyer asked you to cancel it, not all the times do they relist. And I think some of that is things that end up getting dropped because I always go back and make sure that I find the listing, 12 hours later. Go check to make sure that listing really is there. Because a lot of times, I think a lot of the dropped ones are instances like that. But yeah, even before I accidentally deleted 100 listings, I had already found 4 or 5 in just the first few baskets that I had started my inventory on.
Hello, New England Betty Boop. We got to meet her last year at the Prison of Profit thing.
Yes, we
Super
did.
nice lady. That was a good time there.
It was. Hopefully we're all gonna get together again. Hopefully Dante's gonna do it again.
Might have to go to Michigan this time though. Yeah, the estate sale, our favorite estate sale here never posted pictures until recently.
They just
You never
started.
knew what you were going to get, but it was always nice going there and saying hey to them anyway, because they're good people. Yeah, the Sasha doll, kind of creepy looking, absolutely.
Definitely. What do you feel is the worst part of reselling?
Taking pictures of clothes.
Cleaning.
Yeah, cleaning.
Cleaning the stuff.
We've
That's
got
tedious. And I'm the type, I don't want to just sell something with, dusty or with marks that could come off if I just put a little effort. So I spend a lot of time cleaning, and that's what slows me down sometimes processing. Trying to do 30 or 40 because I'm trying to, magic erase stuff off or, clean it up, lint roll it, all of that stuff.
Yeah, we have one wall in our kitchen where there would normally be, it's right behind where the table is, and we have it lined with shelves, and those shelves are filled with pots and pans and
appliances that all need cleaned or tested.
Cleaned.
Yeah, the testing, that I even make that even more. I cannot stand the testing.
It has been a long time, Betty Boop.
It has.
6 months ago. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully he does it again for sure, because we'll be back if we can all make it there.
I'm trying to do more of these get-togethers. Trying. Marcia, I just bought a bunch of Barbie doll stuff, and I think most of it is handmade. And they're gorgeous, gorgeous Barbie doll clothes. But I've got a huge bag of Barbie stuff I've got to get to, but I need to do a whole bunch of Monster Highs and Build-A-Bears and Cabbage Patch. All of that's in line.
The Prison of Profit thing is open to whoever. It's for resellers. I mean, I guess anybody could go, but it's for resellers, and a lot of people that went, and YouTubers. A lot of the people that there were YouTubers, like NC Picker was there and Commonwealth Flipper. Those guys were there.
She said he's doing it in Conrad, Arkansas. How far is Arkansas from here?
I don't know. It's south of Missouri. We'll go visit my parents too.
There we go. not too far still. That's good.
Conrad, Arkansas. So that's not Michigan, but that'd
That's
be good.
not Michigan.
I'll be happy to go there because go to the Benz in Little Rock, go to the Benz in Memphis and Nashville on the way, and then
We can
go
see
up-
Rhonda. Rhonda, are you here? We can see you if we pass through Memphis.
Absolutely. We haven't gotten to meet her yet.
No.
Ending and relisting versus ending and sell similar. If you end and relist, it's the same listing, correct?
Yes.
But if you end and sell similar, eBay sees
It's
it as
fresh.
a brand new listing.
So, yeah,
New
I
item
would
number.
not relist.
Yeah. You want the brand new item number, so eBay thinks it's a brand new item.
Oh, Harley said 2 of her sold videos have shown up in my...
Her so-
solds have shown up in my videos.
You see how she says the wrong word all the time?
Y'all, I say the wrong stuff a lot.
I'll be editing a video at night and I say, really? Did you really say that?
Especially the ones where he's not down here to correct me to do it again. Yep.
It's 9 o'clock.
I know. Here, I kept telling him 1 hour, 1 hour. But nope. 2 hours later, we're still here.
Yep. But we need to get on. I got things to do tonight.
Yes.
I got
we're
some
gonna
work
have
left to do.
Call this, y'all.
This means we
has
need to do
been
this
fun.
more often.
Yes, we do. We can't just save it for special occasions. Because I enjoy talking to you. And then not all the pressure's on me. So we need to do this more often.
It's a lot easier when I don't have to. I can just say things back there and then edit it out.
Yeah.
If I say something dumb.
Yep. Yep.
Petting the bear label, but it's not Eden. It says handmade in Pennsylvania.
Ooh. That would be interesting.
Don't know that one.
Yeah, it's probably like a doll maker, a regional doll maker or something that made that. I see a lot of that around here. All right, guys. We need to call this. Got to get to my book.
Got to get to your book, and I got work to do.
Yes. I'm ending the day. He's just kind of finishing up
Got
his now.
Things left to do, but this has been fun.
This
we
has
need
been fun.
We need to do it not every 6 months or whatever, so more
Yep.
frequently.
More frequent. But thanks, guys.
Thanks for stopping in, and thank you all for the super chats.
Yes, definitely.
Bye.
Bye.